Good, whatever time of the day it is you happen to be listening. This is the PNA Podcast Express live from Benchwarmers in Sandusky, Michigan, as we have taken the show on the road once again. With me, as always, is Phil Nickel. We have Matt Lindley with us, and we have Mike Smith with us. A full table of excitement and greatness. You can email us about the excitement and greatness that you feel at pnapodcastexpress@gmail.com or pineapplenipple@gmail.com. That was a great intro.
That was fantastic.
Wow. You might need to clip that one, and when we get old and gray and can't do anything but Schneeberger's commercials, you can load that up.
This is the PNA.
Do it again. I didn't hear it.
I missed it.
With me, as always, is same guys last week and the week before.
You're going to drive a little and save a lot.
Yes. Get a link to that so anybody not from the area will clearly understand what that Schneeberger is all about.
You're going to drive a little and save a lot.
We got all kinds of the Maytags in here.
Get there before the sales guy dies on you.
We got the Speed Queen.
Do you need more headphones, Mike?
No, I'm good.
Oh, okay. I just seen you grabbing onto them like a...
No, I can't get them to slide down all the way, so they're a little loose.
Oh, okay.
Well, it is windy out.
That's what she
very
said
windy.
is true.
Very windy.
Just a little loose.
Well, if I take the cowboy hat off, then I'll be normal. But
It's the Cave of the Winds.
rock the hat during the cast.
So how's everybody doing? It's Monday.
I'm all pissed. Can I borrow a sock?
Yeah, I know. You're having some ejaculation problems over there.
Well,
You know they make coasters.
Toasty coasters.
Use a coaster, you heathen.
since you asked how we're doing,
Yeah, go ahead.
all right. As I expressed earlier before we went on air, I'll express to you guys now so you clearly understand me. It's a Monday. What better way to start Monday is go to the dentist. My
Nice.
own doing. No fault of the dentist, but myself. I feel like I just got first place at a blowjob contest, guys.
Man,
And
you
it's
need to
fucking
find
horrible.
you need to find a different dentist.
No, they do a really good job. It's my
Wait,
fault.
did they put you under?
No, just numb the
Okay.
shit out of it.
Did
Number
did you have a cavity?
Yeah, multiple.
Did the dentist fill it?
He filled it good. He did. He went in there hard,
Deep and hard.
deep, and packed
Yes.
it and packed it and packed it. So
He just
fucking-
packed the shit out of
man.
your mouth.
Oh, it was ridiculous. And now I have to go back Wednesday for a readjustment.
Oh, man.
That's 2 victories in the same week.
Oh, man. She's dressed like a jelly donut.
We thanks to my
Look at all
bride,
them batteries.
we have an array of dollar store batteries.
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 It's my family likes to not pronounce words properly, so it's always batteries. We got some batteries.
Library.
Library, yeah. Washing machine. The old washing machine. How about a sandwich? You want a sandwich?
I was watching something the other day.
Sandwich.
Sandwich?
I was watching something the other day, and somebody said "warsh," and I'm like, "Jeez, oh, Pete,
Holy fuck, right? Holy fuck. Anybody got any gear grinds?
I'll let you guys go first.
I won both my fantasy football games this week.
Didn't you have somebody on a bye that you left in your lineup, too? You're ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, I didn't have
hate
another-
that as a fantasy commissioner.
Commissioner,
That
commish.
shit irritates the
Well,
piss out of me.
it wasn't by mistake. Both of my starters were on, and I wasn't willing to get rid of one. Both my starters were on bye,
Yep,
and the league is so thin as it is.
Yep.
If I dropped one, they'd just be gone.
for sure. Oh, yeah.
So yeah, there was no way. There
So
was
just
no way.
left them in your lineup.
So I'm like, well, I was looking at their lineup, and
He
they
beat him with one hand tied behind his back.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
they-
it wasn't
they
like a
left-
1 or 2 point win. Like, I got lucky.
You motherfucker.
left people in their lineup with buys too.
Yeah,
And
that's
so I just left it.
It's
I was
kind of terrible when we have to play against a bunch of frittatas in our league.
Well, I got rid of that. I tried hard.
well, but
Mama
that's-
tried, and then
that's
they
the
always
hard
show
part.
up the week that I play against them. They're like, "Oh, I care now."
Yep.
That I'd rather have. Our league is a little thin on talent at some positions because the
Including
rosters are so
owners.
big.
Yes.
But I wasn't willing to drop a quarterback.
Right.
No, you cannot drop.
nope.
Notice I have 4 on my roster
Yep. For that reason. Superflex
You
leagues.
son of a
because
bitch.
that's how you fuck other people. And
With
I'm open
deep
for
benches.
trades. I'm
for
open
trade.
for trades
Because it does stimulate trades.
Look at the size of that quesadilla.
That's a big one. Sure. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're the best.
We should get her name probably eventually.
That
here.
will be useful. Very, very
We
useful.
should probably throw her on the podcast.
Yeah, who are going to know to yell meatloaf to?
Let's
if
just
we
take a
don't,
guess
you know?
at it, and that's what we'll call her all night.
Just start.
She looks
with
like
the A's.
not a Mindy.
Rachel.
Not a Minnie.
Rachel.
Rachel.
Rachel, Rochelle.
Becky.
What is your name?
Total sweet.
Brandy?
Oh,
See,
I was
I was going to
close.
start
I said-
at the
I
A's,
was
and we
late.
would have gotten to it by the B's.
Yeah, I said Becky.
That's perfect.
No,
Brandy.
I was going to say Brandy.
Brandy? Okay. You were going to say that.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
fucking
Bo.
wild, dude.
Bo.
So I remember I was hanging out with Wade. Wade's been on the show before. He's our attorney. And we were at a bar one time, and there's this waitress that he really was, like, eyeing just up. He's like, but he doesn't have the nerve to talk to these ladies. And so one time she was walking by, and I just flagged her down, and I'm like, I'm sorry, miss. My friend and I are having a debate whether your name is Kylie or Sarah. And she's like, my name's Kylie. How did you know that? I'm like, it's a good preposition this day and age that a woman's going to be named Kylie that's like 22 years old. So Wade's like, how the fuck did you do that? He's like, I've never seen anybody break the ice like that. I'm like, and this is my friend Wade. And Wade's just like, crickets. I'm like, Wade's a little shy, so don't mind him. She's like, how did you guys were seriously sitting here debating what my name was? And I'm like, oh yeah, absolutely, for the last 10 minutes. We weren't. That's part of my improv quality right there.
Someday you'll have to bring that to the show.
And
Let us know when you do.
oh,
Prepare
man.
for it.
Don't worry about me. I'll eventually just fuck myself.
Like
With a
every
thumb?
other night.
That's right. What's that?
With a thumb?
Yeah, sometimes.
You know,
Thumbs up.
2 thumbs up.
Really into
flowers.
MILF porn right now. I don't know. It's just been what's getting me going.
The 2 M's, MILF or
So-
midget.
Yeah.
MILF porn?
We were having a discussion. Well, you were having the discussion with my wife about going down the rabbit hole,
Right.
With different things. You ever notice that always, like, anytime I go down the rabbit hole, it leads to porn.
Always, always. So, and by the way, earlier your wife had a quesadilla, and it was a bacon chicken ranch quesadilla, and
Yes.
she offered it to me, and Adam said, no, woman, you take that bacon off there first. No
Yes.
one gives, no wife of mine's going to give Phil free bacon.
No, no.
I'm still wondering what you're doing with his wife's rabbit hole.
Well, what do you normally do with rabbit holes?
I'm asking.
You stick something in it, and you
Shoot a
stick
load
it,
in
you,
'em.
you stick something else in it, and you just stretch it out more and more and more and more.
The only thing I was stuck
send
in a
a
rabbit
beagle
hole was
in.
a smoke
I send a
bomb.
beagle in. You send a smoke bomb in the rabbit hole. I'm checking
Oh, yeah.
for bees. Jesus Christ. You know what my gear grind is right now?
Tell us.
I wrote this down drunk. When people post shit on fucking Facebook, and they have to they have to qualify it with, and anybody that has negative comments will will be blocked. I'm like, if that's clearly not an admission that you know that what you're posting is wrong, then I don't know what the fuck is.
Yeah.
Think about it. Have you ever seen this bullshit? People will post shit and be like, all negative comments will be blocked. It's like, if you have to say that on your post, you clearly are not living right.
It's like I'm giving away my dog because my alcoholic promiscuous lifestyle does not allow for me to spend time with him.
And he doesn't
Don't-
like it when I kick him anymore.
Don't hate.
Yeah. So I don't hate. But these people, I've seen this bullshit. They're like, oh, people with negative comments will get blocked. And I'm like, what the fuck?
I can't think of the word, but just an odd way of clearing out the list, clearing out the friends list.
Could be,
like-
yeah, cleaning out
Is it passive, the word? Is that the word I'm looking for?
passive-aggressive.
The way to clear out your
Kind
list.
of, but usually
You're going to get kicked
Usually
off.
it involves somebody who's
Give me a
made,
reason.
Usually it involves somebody who's made
Disagree.
terrible life decisions,
I-
and they pine over somebody. Like it generally involves some sort of either relationship or something that you do in your free time. You know, like something like, say you were dating somebody for a long time. Like, say you just got divorced. And all of a sudden, 2 days later, surprise, there's pictures of you, and you say, this is the happiest I've ever been in my life. I didn't know I could be so happy. And, ladies, if you're in a toxic relationship, you need to leave him, because true happiness is out there. And that's a picture of these two people smiling that have awkwardly, that have clearly been together for longer than the 3 days since the divorce or breakup. And they say negative comments will be blocked.
What do you expect?
My way of
Fucking
getting
people
out.
are preposterous. You know what? Fuck you, people.
Yes.
Go fuck yourself.
Jeez, don't
I
hold
have
back,
a,
Phil.
I have a much
Please don't.
I have a much
Michael.
less dark way that I thin out my
Go
my
on.
friends list. So basically, the first week of the NFL season, like even in preseason, I start getting rid of anybody who's got a Dallas Cowboy star as their profile
Oh,
picture.
of course.
I usually
know-
eliminate 3 to 4%.
You know
of my
that one
friends
big
list.
star for Texas? That's not to represent the Cowboys. That's their rating as a state.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's their rating as a state.
Maybe not even.
So,
that
you know,
high.
I kind of run my Facebook page like I run a high school party. I just invite women, and the dudes just eventually show up. It's happened for years. That's how I've always been Facebook. I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to invite women, and the dudes will show up. Like I said, it's a high school party, man.
Back in the Pines?
Yeah, back in the... You got it. Were you ever back there?
Oh, yeah. With the tractor, remember?
Oh, yeah, now I remember. I remember you.
Take a tractor to the party.
Bring a tractor.
Oh dear Lord.
Those pines are legendary. I still hope to own those someday. My uncle currently does.
Oh, that'd be a blast going back at like 50
Dude.
years old, have another old party.
If I
That's
acquire
how-
those, I'm going to put like a rustic cabin back there, and we're going to just have fucking ragers, man, all the time.
And record a podcast there.
It's your
Yes.
uncle's property, so we can still party back there then.
I could probably ask him permission.
Can we get good
It's
old...
kind of strange to ask permission at like 40-something years old. Can I have a kegger back there?
Hey,
I think it'd be more fun if we just did it, not asked him.
Can we have a caterer back there? You can come join. You can be the creepy old uncle, because there'll be some young sluts there. By young sluts, I mean in their 40s.
Oh.
Because he's in his 50s now.
Okay,
So
I do have a gear to grind.
Go
God,
on.
God damn it. So
I knew I'd get you.
my oldest son, he was home from school. And he's like, yeah. Saturday though, I'm going to a party over in Owasso. I'm like,
Owasso.
one of the guys on his wrestling team was having a party.
You know, not spelled anywhere near how it sounds. Owasso.
No, there's not an H in the thing.
No. Oh.
So
Also,
he goes to this party, right?
Owasso.
And he comes home Sunday, and he's like, "Yeah, it was really weird. There was like a bunch of young people there. And I felt like the oldest guy there. I felt kind of creepy. He's 21. God
I
damn
was
it."
going to say, he's pretty young
You
to
know
begin
what?
with.
You know what I'm looking at this day and age? You know what grinds my gears?
And I was sitting
Go
there
on.
thinking, though,
Yeah, finish
I'm like,
your gear grind.
I'm like, I am the dad
I'll put a
of the
pin
guy
in
who
this
now
son of a
feels
bitch.
guy who now feels creepy at a party.
You know, I'm starting to see these things pop up once again for people's birthdays and their ages. And I remember back when I was in college, I always thought, well, she's too young for me because, like, college age and these girls are either, like, in their last year of high school or just graduated from high school. And now I look at it and I'm like, they were only seriously like 3 or 4 years younger than me. But back then it just seemed like forbidden fruit. Now it's just common sense. It's kind of like I had a chain going there of like 4 straight girlfriends I celebrated their 21st birthdays with, so I just kept trading them in for younger ones. That's a good way to do it.
I did that once, and now she's my wife.
Oh, gross.
I ain't doing that shit again, I'll tell you that.
Does she give you free bacon?
She gives me free everything.
You pay for it somehow.
I do.
But he also gets his beard straightened.
He does. It looks so majestic when he has it straight.
Although before it used to be really nice and loving, like she'd take the straightener and she'd straighten it out.
now
and it was all
she's
nice.
just ripping right through that son of a bitch.
Now she grabs onto it with a set of high heels on his forehead and is like, "Take that, bitch!"
throws an iron to it.
I'm not stupid. It tells me don't ask anymore for this bullshit.
She's just tearing through it like a Nazi eating pasta at this point.
Fuck you, Mike.
She straightens it with like a hand mixer.
Oh, Steve Miller has entered the chat. What the fuck? We're listening to WBGV.
Yes.
I want to know more what you wrote down on your notes.
What else do I have on my notes?
You can hear more about
So here's what
Schneebergers.
It's just Schneebergers in Cat City.
Wait, it's after 7, so yeah, there'll be a lot of Schneebergers
What do you-
commercials. All those
what's-
extras.
What do you know today, Russ? So,
Oh, well.
so anyway, I don't know what this note means, but I said bad people, then there's an arrow, become good. So if bad people and people that do bad things, all of a sudden they get their redemption somehow, should they be considered a hero or a someone that we should look up to? Like,
No.
Like if you say you were a fucking addict or something, like I applaud you if you grab yourself out of that. But should we applaud you as a hero for doing that? Like, why the fuck did you
No,
become
you just
addicted
did
to
what you're
drugs?
supposed to
You know,
do.
here's another gear grind, too. And I know this is going to be an unpopular opinion, but I don't give a fuck. This is, well, partially my podcast.
Most of your opinions are unpopular.
People who have young kids that are hooked on fucking drugs and die of overdoses, and after they die, people are like, they're such a good parent. No, they're not. They're not a good parent. They obviously chose drugs over their fucking kids.
Yeah.
To the ultimate sacrifice of it. Or to sacrifice, to the kids that way.
Right. Am I
you
wrong
have
in
good-
thinking
No,
that
you're
way?
not. You're not.
Like, it grinds my gears with, they were such a good parent, and I'm like, were they? Were they really?
They spent 6 days a week with the 6 days a week with their grandparents because they couldn't stay sober. And
Right.
The one day a week that they did go with their parent, they were going to buy some more, smack
That's right.
or whatever.
Well, just throw them in the back. I got to go run an errand.
On a hot summer day.
That's
I have
right.
a feeling you guys are all talking about me.
Have you been addicted to heroin before?
Yes. No,
I'm glad you-
no. I haven't been.
Clarify that.
Do you often take your children with you when you go to buy your heroin?
They drive me.
What about Lucy?
They drive me to get my fucking heroin.
What about Lucy? How are you to Lucy when you're on heroin?
My horse's name is Judy.
Judy. I was going to say,
Judy.
who's the fuck is Lucy?
I was trying to do a throwback there and I failed.
No,
I'm
it was
sorry.
a good callback, but how's Judy like heroin?
I haven't seen Judy in weeks.
Do you think she went somewhere and died?
You haven't seen your horse in weeks?
I don't know. Something's drinking the water.
You're not a very good pet owner.
No, I just went out yesterday and checked on her. Son of a bitch, she's still alive.
Judy's still alive. Still
Judy's still
farting
alive.
like a mule.
She's sold. She's starting to turn into glue herself.
I did notice that all the fences knocked down again. That fucking bitch.
Oh, man.
Well, if maybe you could start calling her Lucy.
I think maybe we'll rename her Lucy. That
Yeah.
way you will get it right next time.
Exactly.
So, just for the intents and purposes of the podcast, we'll rename her Lucy. Sorry, Lucy. I know you've been Judy for 28 years, but
41 or whatever.
43 or so?
See, I was closer than Phil on
can a
that.
horse really become 43 years old?
Yes.
I don't.
43 actual
buy
years or
it.
43 horse years?
43 horse years.
No.
Is equivalent to what?
Human years. She's as old as I am.
No fucking way.
Yes. Well,
I've heard of horses getting that old.
when I acquired her, they said she was like 36, and I've had her for about 5-6 years now.
So now it makes sense why you said she was still alive. I'm like,
So pray
I thought it
do,
was
Unbelievable.
cruel,
pray,
but
Unbelievable.
Jesus, she is.
pray do tell me, how do you acquire a 36-year-old horse?
Have kids.
Free gift.
Have kids and take a drive down a country back road, and they see her standing there with nobody around. Dad, we want that horse.
So
No
you just
problem,
offered
daughter.
to buy the horse then?
No, I asked him if I could have it.
Oh, I thought you took it like old Western style.
She was abandoned. Nobody lived there anymore, and she was out in an overgrown pasture, covered in burrs and scars and scratches.
So you wouldn't say she was overtly happy at the time?
She was not.
Rescue horse?
She's probably not right now either. I get drunk, I go home, and I beat the shit out of her.
That's a joke.
That is a joke.
Jesus.
This podcast does not condone horse beating.
Fuck, man. You got some brave. What's those people called again?
Sadomasochist?
No. The group that don't like the
Oh,
horse.
PETA?
Yeah, there you go. I had to draw a blank on
People
that.
eating tasty animals, PETA?
Hey,
No
call
animals
up
were
on this
harmed
little-
So
in the making of this
yeah.
podcast.
You can't beat a horse, but you can eat a horse, because we've talked
That
about that
is
on the
fun.
podcast
Yes.
before.
Maverick
Yeah,
Burgers.
Your first big email comes from PETA. Sweet. Good job, Matt.
Fucking A right, dog. Maybe it'll come from Pamela Anderson.
It's usually I only beat her after the podcast. I get
Just
drunk.
after the podcast, all
home
the
and-
frustration of what you should have said on the podcast comes out in the form of beating your horse.
Just
He's
whack
like,
her.
I'm literally trying to beat an almost dead horse with this.
He goes and he beats the shit out of her, and he's like, "This will make a great story next week."
I whacked the shit out of her with a 2x4
Just
across
smack
the
the
face.
fuck right out of the horse.
You ain't never given me bacon, you stupid damn horse.
And after
No matter
that,
how hard you try horse, you'll never be bacon.
then after that, I light my cat's tails on fire.
You'd put a little ether on him first,
Gasoline.
gasoline.
So
Still respectable.
we had a tomcat in the barn that would always pick on the other cats when I was growing up because I grew up milking cows. So one day I got a little bored and I tied I was bored too, but I got a piece of wood board, just a little, probably about a foot long. I tied a string in the middle of a piece of baler twine, and I tied a noose to the other side. Well, what what I did was I snuck up behind the tomcat when he was sitting there sleeping, put that little noose right around his nuts, and then he took off through the fucking sliding door into the into the silo room. But the piece of wood was a foot long. The door was only open about 6 inches.
Oh, I see where this is
He
going.
let out one of the loudest noises I've ever heard come from a cat, and somehow that noose let loose and he got away. I don't know.
I thought this was leading to when he went through there, the 2x4 caught and ripped his nutsack right off him.
Well, yes. So,
Spay and neuter your animals.
he ran about 30 feet, and then he had to stop and lick himself for about a good 5 minutes.
Jesus Christ, Phil.
So I had
That's
a
little boy stuff, huh?
Never picked on the other cats anymore.
There you go, bastard.
one time I was driving one of my wrestlers home, right? Who was also one of my kids' best friends.
Did you tie a string to his nuts?
No. So
You stop for bacon?
we get to his house to drop him off, right? And the garage door is kind of like not quite all the way closed.
Right.
And he's like, "Huh, that's weird." And as he gets up closer and looks, he just stands there. Then I see him go over to the keypad and he hits the garage door, and a cat falls out of it. And
Was it jammed up in there?
it's dead. He just picks it up and he's like, "Huh, cat's dead."
My cousin used to do what he called the fire siren. He'd pick up a cat by its tail and swing it around on top of his head, and it sounds just like a fire siren. As it's swinging around.
So this
It's a
blind guy,
magnificent move.
this blind guy goes into a hardware store, right?
Oh, go on.
And he walks in. He's got a seeing eye dog, and he grabs it by the tail and he just starts whipping it around above his head. Lady who works there comes up. She's like, "Sir, can I help you?" He's like, "Nah, I'm just looking around."
Oh, Jesus.
Did I tell you guys before? I don't know if I remember
Smells like sex.
if I did or not about the cat at the farm that would like to jump into people's cars.
No.
A little black kitten, black and white. And anytime you go to get in your car, it would try to jump in there with you. So one day a coworker's wife showed up, dropped something off for him. She goes to get back in her
You
car.
throw the cat in the car.
She gets. Eventually, they take this cat home. He just likes the cat. He says it's going to get killed here. So she's got to go bowling in Lexington one night from Carsonville.
Yes.
She went to get in her car. She's driving to Lexington, gets to the bowling alley, and somebody said, "Hey, there's something hanging from your car." So as she left her property on State Road, the cat went to jump in. She closed the door and just had its paw there. She drove all the way to Lexington to go bowling with that cat hanging by a paw.
Meow, 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 meow,
So
meow,
it literally was
meow,
running
meow.
for like 3 feet for a while.
There, well, 2 feet.
I didn't know 1 or 2 paws was stuck.
That's the scene from Vacation, remember?
Yes.
Dog didn't even stand a chance. All that's left
The
is his
cat
collar.
did not survive. Or the kitten did not
Meow,
survive.
meow, meow,
but
meow, 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 meow.
that was
Oh dear Lord!
That's a horrible
that
story.
is
Can
horrible.
I tell my horrible cat story?
Yes.
Thank you. So back as a child, we were looking for my sister's kitty. I forget what the kitty's cat name was. And we went to the shop there, the shed, started cleaning up there some springtime, and got down at the very bottom under the pile of whatever the shit that was in there. And there was Kitty. Got stuck inside a pallet. You had
Yeah.
pallets on the floor kind of holding everything up. And there was Kitty stuck in there. And who knows how many months he got stuck. It stayed there.
El gato flato.
Poor Kitty.
What is wrong with me? Yeah. Howdy.
Howdy.
How's everybody doing?
How are you guys?
Fantastic. We're talking about dead cats. You want to jump in?
Oh, we were talking about live cats. That
Oh, they
turned-
were alive
They
once.
turned dead at the end of the story.
They turned
Great
dead.
kitties.
It's the circle of
That's the
life.
strangest damn thing. So yeah, I got one of those too. So
Oh no! Why
When
is
I-
this,
when
this
I
is
was-
what we've devolved to?
when I was young, we had a cat that
Story
had kittens.
time.
So we thought, me and a friend of
Entropy.
mine thought we'd capture one, right? So we made a lasso out of a piece of baler twine, and we finally like threw it at one and caught it around the neck. So we thought we'd lead it around and tame it, right? So of course we're like 8, so it gets away from us and jumps up in the rafters of the barn and starts jumping rafter to rafter to rafter. And the
Oh,
baler
nimbly
twine,
bimbly.
the baler twine finally got caught on something, and it didn't make the next jump.
I'll get some.
And it literally like dangled there inches above our reach.
And you had a cat yada, huh?
So, no, the worst part's yet to come. My
Oh,
buddy,
no.
my
That's
buddy.
not the bad part of the story.
No. My
much,
buddy
much
decides that he's going to jump and try and grab it, and
He ripped it in half.
he reaches up, he jumps up, and he gets a hold of it, and he's like, and then he like lets go, and look of horror on his face. He's like, I felt cracking.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Cat didn't move anymore.
No. Grabbed his head.
Tell me about the rabbits again, George.
Okay, let me throw this out here. Your two,
Jesus
your
Christ.
guys' stories were intentional and kind of little dicky moves, right?
Well, I never killed
Well,
a
we
cat. I
wanted to
just,
catch him,
just
David.
castrated
Our
him.
catty stories were accidents. Pure shitty fucking luck for a cat.
You do have my attention. I think I'm going to try out some of your booby traps because what happened was I started off with one cat,
Go on.
and then she had 5 babies, so that now I have 6 cats.
Right?
And then that mother had 2 more babies, which I think she got pregnant by her son from the first set of
Doesn't
babies
Judy
she had.
like cats?
She may not. I don't know.
I would like to start calling her Juicy Lucy.
So the other day I go out
Kinda
there
combine- to
on my
kinda
porch,
combine.
and there was 9 fucking cats on my porch.
What you gonna do with all them cats?
If I don't do something, there's going to be 20 before you know it.
Do you want me to tell you what my uncle did about all the cats?
Go on. Why are we? I don't. Okay. Speaking of rabbit holes, let's talk more about dead cats.
Well, they were alive.
This better
kitties.
lead to porn.
Okay.
No, it didn't. Well, unless you're like into snake porn. He had a big old snake, and
Did he
that's
feed the cats to the snake?
when the mice population ran a little bit too low.
Unleash the fury, Mitch.
Yeah, it's fucked up, but that is
Unleash the fury, Mitch.
baby kitties.
Can I feed him?
Not like breeding cats to make snake food, but
Right.
oh fuck, we got extra litter kitties. You hungry, snake? Yeah,
I better get a snake.
That was the happiest snake I've ever seen.
it was a
Will
very
you
happy
name your,
snake
name
and
your
full.
snake Lucy?
I am scared to death of snakes.
Yeah, me too.
Oddly enough, I'm only scared of geese. I had a bad experience. I've talked about it before on the podcast. I don't want to rehash it.
This is a picture of a snake that my cats brought up to my porch and put in front of my front door.
They just wanted you to have some. Do you have a picture of Judy?
Fuck to that. I do.
I want to see this horse.
She's actually enjoying a hot dog with me and a friend of mine.
Is that code for something?
Hanging cats
Yeah, that
is
can be
fine. I'll give
helpful.
hot dogs to your horse. Is okay.
She's like sharing a hot dog with your horse.
She's so tall, he had to hold me up.
That's
Horse
what a
and hot
wheelbarrow's for.
Holy shit. The de-evolution of this podcast is continuous.
I'm
Hey,
sorry for that.
it's
right
entertaining.
there. Question mark? Look at that old bitch.
Let me see.
Oh, she is eating a hot dog. Look at that old bitch.
16 grams of fat.
You feed your horse
Holy
hot dogs?
shit.
No, we were working on my house. A friend of mine come over, and we decided, let's grill up some hot dogs and have some lunch. And a damn horse comes out, grabs his hot dog off the table and eats it.
She didn't even know she liked hot dogs before that.
She loves Fireball.
Oh, does she? You feed your horse Fireball?
Absolutely.
You know, I'm just going to throw this out there real quick. If you are listening and you lack the ability to commit to leaving an email, go comment something on the post that we just made about this. If you are listening, if you want us to continue down the animal
Abuse
destruction
track?
And the more offended you are, the
look
longer
at that
the
old
post
whore.
must be.
yes.
She's blacker than the ace of spades.
Oh, that's
It's a horse, folks. It's a horse I'm talking about.
That's one.
Horse
She looks like a
shaft.
She looks like a struck match.
She's a fucking bitch.
What is wrong with you? So have
Must be
we
moody in her old age.
have we received any emails?
Actually, just some about advertising.
Oh, whoa.
What?
Yeah.
Go on.
Kind of crazy.
We haven't even secured enough funds to get Steve Gutenberg to spend a day with me.
Well, that might all change soon, my friend.
So
That
there
might all
is
change.
news. We're getting offers, and apparently our podcast, what did you say, ranks in the top
5%.
5% of podcasts in the whole world. Actually,
Yes.
and we're independent, folks. Most of those podcasts in that 5%, I did some research,
Good point. Good point.
are not independent. This is an independent feature we put on ourselves.
And the difference being that the independent is not.
We don't have to. We can fucking say, do, and talk about anything we want.
And
Still-
you don't have the big mommy and daddy pushing it for you either.
That's right.
Still no word from Steve Gutenberg, though, huh?
It's called self-made, just like your horse.
No emails from him.
No, Gutenberg hasn't emailed us yet, has he?
No.
Other random Germans have, but not Gutenberg.
Yeah.
Shit.
Mostly ones wanting to know about Anne Frank's basement.
Right. Tell us more about Frank basement.
Yes, we need to know more of what you're talking about.
I was locked in somebody's basement once for
Go on, tell us
A
the
while.
story.
his name was Bill.
Oh, shit!
And my butthole hurts now.
Your butthole feels like Mike's mouth.
And Bill had bacon.
Bill had bacon.
Matthew paid for those bacon.
Oh,
And
shit.
it was that thick cut bacon,
But
too.
it was not free.
Peppery.
It came at a very high price.
So did he.
I had to stitch my sphincter shut for 6 months.
Prison sex.
So, what can't you guys get right now that you would like to have? Like, what is shortage you?
Right.
I hear that it's going to be alcohol pretty soon.
Fuck that. I will make my own.
So actually,
What do
I
you
did
mean you're
that.
not?
Well, I'll make more.
I did
Okay.
that yesterday. I made 18 more quarts
Of wine?
apple pie.
Nice.
So I would like to send all of you home with a jar tonight before you leave.
Ooh, thanks. You're
You know
sweetheart.
what? This might be the most fruitful podcast we've ever had.
Yes, I believe so.
So I want to purchase, and I'm going to a still, a good high quality one. Like
Purchase a nice one.
yeah, and it's not cheap. It's going to be like $1,000. But I'm willing to do this. I mean, I'm the guy that spent $600
How
on
big of a still are you thinking?
enough that we could do a lot.
It's going to be more than $1,000.
Well, we could do enough for like us, like not to sell.
I have $600 into a copper 5-gallon still.
Yeah,
5 gallons.
it would be.
No, I'm sorry. It is 10 gallons.
It'd be
but
about
it'll
that.
only produce about 3 gallons of alcohol.
That's about what I'm looking at. Just slightly bigger than that. Yeah.
That's $6,700.
Yeah, I was looking at $1,000 for one, and I was thinking about making our own moonshine. Why not?
Hey,
P&A Moonshine.
What's the worst that can happen? You'll go blind.
Not if you dump the first little bit
The
out.
the 20-gallon custom still from the North Georgia Still Company. It's a beautiful, shiny copper color,
It's got to be copper.
and
Gotta be
it's
copper.
$700 with free shipping.
free shipping. I'd say
Go
I'd pick it
on.
up for you next time. I got to go down that way.
So here's what we
Now,
should
is
do.
that with the thumb kick and
It's just a.
So you have it still
looks like
already.
the head of the
So
still.
why do I
Yes,
need to
I
buy
do.
one? Let's just use yours and pump that shit out.
exactly?
He's
The answer
selfish.
was in the question.
He doesn't share. He's selfish.
No, you just said he was
I
going to
have-
give
I
us
have the
some.
still,
He's lying.
the thumb kick, then the distiller.
Judy has quite a alcohol habit.
She does.
She loves Fireball.
Fireball.
So I have all the equipment to brew small batch homebrew beer, and I've done it before lots of times. We should start brewing beer too.
Yeah. We
So I
could,
kind of fucked up today.
we could have a podcast in my garage again with the raccoons and just get shit-faced.
I kind of fucked up today. I left the house and I've been unplugging my sump pump because it runs continuously. It didn't flood my basement major, but a little bit, enough that it was annoying. There was a ring of about 6 feet around my sump pump that was a little wet. Nothing got ruined, but just
The cars didn't get ruined, right?
oh no, all the cards are
I come
fine.
across this table and slap you if that shit happened.
Yeah, so that's another thing. I probably have anywhere between 2 to 2.4 million sports cards as a collection. Yeah.
Which means you have about $187 worth of sports cards.
No. No.
Mikey's seen
I've
some of
seen
my
some.
prime of my collection. I probably have between 60 to 100,000 worth of cards.
Oh, that's not bad.
I mean, it pays more than this podcast does.
For now.
So we got offered a sponsorship.
wait,
What
how
did we
long
get
have you
offered?
had those?
$20 an episode
Between $30 and $40 an episode.
per sponsor.
Per sponsor.
And we've had about a half a dozen sponsors with offers.
We have, well, the last thing that came through said that there were 7 interested in what we have to offer.
Hey, it's a start.
So anyway, I've had these cards since I was a wee lass, and I've toted them around everywhere, and it contributed to my divorce because my ex-wife hated them, and I'm like, well, I can't throw them away. But I took care of them. I put them all in the big, the big, long, like 800-count boxes
Yeah.
and stuff like that. But
Well, you should have
a lot of
mentioned-
them are from the junk wax era, but yes. But
You
those are
should've-
starting to hit. Those are starting to be
They
worth
are?
money.
What are they?
You
Oh,
should have
retro.
mentioned
Coming
that
retro.
maybe if you didn't move all the way across the country, that those
Yeah, those-
cards wouldn't have been a big deal.
Those cards have been toted from Michigan to Seattle, from Seattle to Philadelphia, from Philadelphia to Seattle, and Seattle back to Michigan, and then back to the Thumb, then back over to Lansing, and then back over to the Thumb.
See, I went a different route. I collected Barbies since late 70s, early 80s.
Smart, very
Not
smart.
that there's anything wrong with that.
very, very smart.
No, very respectable.
Just 'cause
What were
they
you
had- they
doing
had-
with those Barbies?
They had boobs,
Yeah.
Of course.
really nice asses.
So none of them
From
have
plastic,
hair.
huh?
This is what I picture. It's a Barbie collection where none of them have
He
hair.
shaved the hair off
They've
of all
all
of
got
them.
they've all got green Sharpie eyeshadow.
So another thing that we need to, yeah, definitely, we need to explore is I still have my entire collection of Hot Wheels cars from my youth.
Yep.
So we're talking in the 80s, and I probably have about 300 Hot Wheels Matchbox cars.
Original
Nice.
packaging.
Cat.
No, they're open, but a lot of them are in really good condition. I took care of my shit. I was a poor kid, so I mean, when you've got toys, you fucking take care of them. because,
Collectibles
you know-
are on a rise.
right.
Rise.
Anyway, this is boring talk.
We were so poor when we were kids. We only had one
than
thing
talking
to
about
play
animal
with.
abuse.
and
You
That was
say it's
usually in
boring
the morning.
talk, but I will guarantee you there's still some guy whacking it somewhere. Too.
Yes.
Just
see?
jerking off to my Haley's Comet 84 fucking Firebird Matchbox car.
Oh, no, go back to the
He's
Barbies.
like, oh,
go back
shit.
to the shaved
Go back to the
Barbies.
Barbies. What part did you shave? Oh, wait. There's only one part you could.
Ken and Barbie,
You're
it's all
looking at me like you hate me, and I love it.
Ken and Barbie, it's all the same. I just need some of that Barbie action.
On that note, I'm going to go out and smoke a cig.
That's my next question. When I look through, catalogs for the adult stores,
Smoke.
when I look through catalogs for the adult stores, why do all the sex dolls look like they're surprised?
Well, that's probably a really good look for them.
You're not surprised to see a
They
sex
look
doll?
like they're shocked. I mean, what's happening to them that they just got that mouth agape wide open with that, oh.
Well,
Mike and I are going on break.
if I got to explain to you why that
Take a
mouth's
break,
agape,
Ross.
if I got to explain to you why that mouth's on gape, I understand why you're divorced now.
Well, I mean,
You guys hold it down till we get back.
Taylor Swift
try.
has
We'll
Taylor
try.
Swift has all these songs about breakup and not one song about sucking dick.
She's a real life alien.
Oh shit! All right,
Holy shit. Mike just threw it down.
now we need to expunge. Oh, so for those of you who don't know, because you can't see what's going on here, it's now just Adam and I. This is weird.
Yeah.
Why would we ever do a podcast with just you and I?
I don't know. How boring.
I don't think it'll ever go. Do you?
No, it'll never last. Probably good for about 6 episodes. 6 if the food's good.
So what's going on with you, Adam? Your ankle's really giving you fucking problems.
It is. I don't know what's happened. They're probably going to have to put me down soon.
If you were Judy, we'd definitely shoot you. That's
Oh
for
yeah,
sure.
I'd be glue already.
Fuck yeah, a lot of glue.
I'm pretty sure I'd be down. Matt would have already banged me, and I'd be glue.
Then he'd be beating you, and it's just terrible.
Yeah. Well,
Terrible.
maybe that's how the ankle got the way it is.
Perhaps. But anyway, you're sidelined from bowling. That's what I'm bummed about.
I am too, because I really felt like my game was coming around this year. I'd been bowling much better than I did last year.
Yeah, you started out like a house of fire there the first couple weeks. and
Yeah, I was in the high 150s for a game, and
Right.
several games over 120. I'm not a great bowler, don't.
No, none of us are.
But we also bowl on lanes that kind of look like a golf ball or the surface of the moon.
They're more dimpled than most fat chicks' asses.
Yeah. And there's been many times when I think I've bowled the perfect ball, and then I watch it jump 3 inches to the right or left.
That's
and,
right.
That's what we deal with. But that's
what we deal
part
with.
of
We
the
do it
challenge.
well.
That's part of the challenge.
That's part of the it's part of the allure, the mystique of what we do.
So, there's a fancy looking still for you.
Oh, that's nice. Well, Bartholomew already says he has one, so I guess I'm not going to purchase one. Why did he have to steal my thunder?
I'm guessing his sucks though.
You really? We'll ask him for some more details.
It probably is filled with horse semen.
horse semen, horse cock.
I got to distill it down because Judy's getting up there in years. Got to concentrate that
Gotta
stuff.
purify. I gotta eliminate the slow swimmers right off the get.
Plus, I'm trying to make horse semen out of my own.
I'm trying to genetically alter it. I don't know. How's this? I have no filter or gauge anymore about how podcasts are. Because a lot of times when I think they're absolute trash, people are like, that was such a great episode.
Well, people are stupid.
Of course, people aren't going to like all the talk about abusing cats. But
Our audience
Yeah, it's
ate
true.
that up. Ate that up.
That's true, because who really... I'm not a cat person at all.
Nobody is.
That's a great point. Who the fuck is actually a cat person besides crazy, like, middle-aged white women?
And Haas.
Oh, true. True. He loves cats. It's weird, this big dude that's just... It fits his personality, though, to love cats.
It's so weird.
The smartest... I have no... And this is no disrespect to anybody else, but Haas is probably the smartest person I know.
Yeah.
And he just loves cats. So, and he's also one of the biggest people I know. He's huge. He's like 6'5", built, and just
When you
tatted
see-
from head to toe.
When you see somebody his size that buys a large cat T-shirt and then wears it until he stretches it out to where the cat looks all distorted because he likes it. And it's really a XXX, but it's from China because he ordered it online because he doesn't leave the house.
Because XXX in China is just like large here.
Oh, no joke. I ordered a 2X coat, right?
Right?
And I thought, all right. It was one of those ultralight, like, off of Amazon, those ultralight ones that you can stuff in the pocket,
Right.
But they're still pretty warm, and it had a hood. I have one already, but this one had a hood, and I'm like, oh, really want it with a hood. That's great. So
That's
I get it,
fantastic.
and I'm like, oh, that's never going to fit me. Mary's like, try it on. I'm like, so I put it on, and it was never, ever going to fit me. So I call
That
Andrew out.
guy in a little coat.
I call Andrew out, who generally wears like a medium to a large, and I'm like, hey,
Medium.
put that on. And he's like, oh, yeah, this won't fit. And it like wouldn't even, it was 3 inches from zipping on him.
You're like, what the shit, dude?
So then I'm like, okay, did I order a child's one? Nope. Men's 2XL. Fits 40 or 50 to 52 chest. It's like,
Really?
no fucking way.
I did the same thing with my smoking jacket I purchased because it came from Pakistan, and it's a XX, and it is not. I put it on, and I'm just like...
Yeah.
So then I went ahead and ordered an even nicer real one. So I've never broke that out or worn it. I have a really nice, beautiful, like $300 like Hugh Hefner style smoking jacket. I should really wear that sometime.
You should.
I still need to order a sweatcedo too.
Yes.
If this ever becomes our job, and we
will get sweatcedos.
we'll just sit here and broadcast from sweatcedos.
I want a bright yellow one with our logo on the back.
So what complements bright yellow? Because I'll get that then.
Black.
So I'll get a black one.
Well,
a lot
no,
of bling.
A lot of bling. The gold is for
Rings,
the money.
watches,
Or the-
necklaces. A
The,
lot of bling.
the green is for the money and the gold is for the honeys? No, wait,
Yes.
the gold is for the... How does that go? Is that it? No.
So I will warn you, sweatcedos do come at a price.
Well, I'm not looking for a cheap sweatcedo.
No, you don't want a cheap sweatcedo. That shit will stick to your nuts. You'll never get it off.
Everything sticks to your nuts when you don't wear underwear.
Whoa, they have a new line out. They have a new line out.
Everything sticks to your nuts when you don't wear underwear.
They have
Oh,
a
Lord.
new line of stuff out called Party Armor.
Party armor, go on.
It's pretty slick.
Holy shit, look at that. Is that a menorah on that one?
It is.
Or that's to cater to our Jewish sweatcedos.
Oh, $229 for the USA themed one.
You know what? When this podcast hits, I'm going to buy us all matching USA sweatcedos. Would you wear that shit? Do you know what a
Absolutely.
sweatcedo is?
No, but I would wear it.
Yeah, oh, you'd love it.
You've seen shit I wear.
I've seen you wear nothing but your underwear and your janky undershirt into a
No,
bar.
that's wrong. I had a
Oh,
smile on.
this is
Yeah.
what I want. This is the one I want.
Look at this. Look at that. Isn't that majestic?
Velvet. It's all velvet.
It's all velvet. Would
Yeah.
you wear that shit?
That looks comfortable.
You'd just be sitting here like, I am so comfortable right now.
Says it pairs well with a Mai Tai.
Now, do you wear that with a straight brimmed hat tilted off to the side a little bit?
You don't have
Or
to. It's classic with anything.
Just,
I think more of a top
just
hat.
let your hair go.
I would wear a top hat with that sweatcedo. Absolutely.
I'm not
Yeah.
sure if Spirit of Halloween has any top hats left, so you might have to go to an
Don't
alternative
buy a
source.
costume top hat. Buy a legit top hat.
Like from the tuxedo shop in Deckerville.
Oh, fuck yeah.
This is the
See,
one.
I'm all for if you're going to do it, if you're committing to a look, just like I told Mikey, That's why he has a genuine Stetson. If you're committing to a look, you buy the best shit you're going to get.
Well, if I'm going to commit
If
to
you're
a
committing
top
to
hat,
a top hat, you better buy a good one.
then I'm going to buy Abraham Lincoln's top hat.
So
Right.
this is the
Well,
one
I don't
that
think you can
have.
get his exact top hat, but
I have the LT gray,
If you had enough money, you can.
nice.
and it has
nice.
it says Coach Filkins on the left breast, and on the back it has a giant Redskins head.
Now, does that come with the socks? Or can you wear any color you want?
Any color you want. You can go crazy. I got to turn Mike back on here. Well, his microphone.
Turn on Mike's mic.
Thank you.
Can I get another picture, please?
Thank you, dear.
Thank you, Brandy. Come talk on the podcast if you get a moment.
She will. She said she will.
She said she was going to come say hi.
She should. It's the friendly thing to do.
This place needs to slow down a little bit, though.
Should I play nice?
It's packed in here.
Yeah.
Don't be your normal Phil, right?
Not packed in here, but we're going to tell
I
our
can't ask her
listeners
about
that
butt
it
plugs.
You know, it's,
Yeah.
it's your first trip, your first road show to the Benchwarmers.
You're
It
right.
is.
So,
This is foreign territory for me.
yes. So we'll go
Like
ahead.
I was very comfortable at the Blue because I spend time there.
Yep.
Here, I don't spend any time here. This is like, it just feels so impersonal to me. But it's a nice establishment. But I'm not cozy.
It
Here.
does feel like the more big city.
So
doesn't it?
you like the small Deckerville, Ruth.
Oh yeah, I love Ruth, the Farmer's Tavern. Yeah,
more the
That-
dive,
that's a nice
more the
place.
better.
Yeah.
They also have a great quesadilla.
Casadilla. You know what? Maybe I should get a hold of them. And why don't we go up to Root next? Maybe we
That's
got to
a-
talk about where we want to go next.
That is a nice place.
Do we
Oh,
want to
you
go to
get
the,
up there north of Route.
We want to go to up there at North Root, the old Farmer Tavern next week.
They have some of the best food around.
They have wonderful food. They do.
We should start a little earlier if we're going to do
Is
that.
that some salsa? Are we going to take shots of
I
that?
was going to see how fast that guy can shot it
Well,
down.
let's
You
talk
wanna take
about
a shot
that,
of salsa?
Those corn dog.
Oh shit! I sent you this. I'm like,
You did.
Challenge accepted. So what had you see? What had happened was,
Huh?
I found this thing where they take a corn dog and they split it and they fill it with chili and cheese.
Whoa.
And I said that's a game changer right there.
And then do they bake it?
Oh yeah, and you melt the cheese on top of it. So you do chili, you top it
He
with
says,
cheese, and then
how
you,
many of them can you eat?
Right?
As well, I
man.
did 6 foot longs.
And I said I don't want you to eat the stick.
A dozen.
though.
A dozen.
I could do at least 12 of those.
yeah, no stick,
probably
though. Don't eat the
13.
stick.
Oh, so here's what it was. It was topped with the chili sauce and then onions and then cheese. And then they baked it to melt the cheese on top of a chili.
They did
on
look
top of
delicious.
a corn dog.
They look delicious.
Isn't that a magnificent idea? I saw that and I had to send it to Matt. I'm like, that game changer, fucking game
He
changer.
said, how
right
many
there."
can you eat? And I said, well, at least all of those. What is there, 7 on the tray?
Yeah, that would be tasty. It'd be like this. Child's play. Child, please.
Why does he have such a small glass compared to your guys's?
Oh,
Small glass.
Brandy doesn't like me as much
No,
as she
she
likes
doesn't.
them. She did give me the option of a big glass or a small one, and I'm really trying to rethink my decision. Wish
well,
I
you
would have
can
went
grab
with
another. She
It's
brought
fresher.
more
Larger one.
frosty
Small
mugs
ones will be
over
fresher. Drink it
They,
down
they
quick.
do
and
go
be-
down a lot faster.
Yep. Fresh
That's
cold
what she
out of it.
said.
Not about my glass.
My glass was so frozen when I got it. Jeez, oh,
Oh,
Pete.
that's nice
It's
and
still
chill.
cold.
It's like it failed to climb Mount Everest.
I noticed that red beer's been sitting over there since I got here, and it's not
That was
going
Mary's.
down any.
Where did your bride go? She went.
She's either sitting in the car or she's somewhere shopping.
Ooh, Walmart.
Down at the
Probably
DG.
not a lot of people there this time of night.
She's probably spending everything I got.
Damn!
Well, you can't take it with you.
Well, there you go, folks. We have to make this podcast a success because Adam's broke.
Yeah, fuck Steve Gutenberg. I got to eat next week.
That's right.
So where to next on the road show?
We were trying to decide that.
Because I'd like to start getting out often.
There's a lot of options. We talked about the thumbs up, Croswell,
Thumbs up, Croswell, Huco, Bruco, and Ubley.
All right. Just kind of
Probably.
keep making a big old
Farmer's
circle or
Tavern.
square.
Right, Farmer's Tavern. Yeah, we talked about it. Maybe a circle.
possibly Steese's or Shady's.
Steese's or Shady's.
Work your way west and south a little bit and work your way back up
So
north.
Steese's would be a redemption for me because I had a night that didn't go so well doing stand-up comedy there.
We
There you go.
used to
Did I tell that story? I've told that story in the podcast, right?
I think so, yeah.
About when I got in a fight
Refresh
with the whole
us.
bar.
Yes.
So I was doing my stand-up comedy, and my stand-up comedy is very West Coast centric, very risque,
quotation marks.
very not conservative at all. Like I have a bit about my mom's bush, and I have a bit about artificially inseminating cows, and I have a bit about I have a bit about fucking my high school girlfriend in her parents' bed. And apparently those jokes don't fly very well in Lexington.
No, nothing flies in Lexington.
So it was their open mic night was like 7 guys playing acoustic guitars, mastering the G chord, and singing fucking Wonderwall. And then there's me stepping up there to be like, I can do comedy, right? I can do comedy. They're like, sure. It's 9:30. I get up on stage and I'm not holding back. Unbeknownst to me, in the other part of the bar, there were a couple families with kids. And they said, you need to stop right now. There's kids. And I said, it's 9:45 in a fucking bar. Good parenting here.
Yes.
And they pulled the fucking plug and said, and I was so upset. I was drunk, of course.
Fuck
They said, you can go on later when things have cleared out, just to appease me.
When there's nobody here.
So
Yeah.
there was
bunch
still
of
there was a
bastards.
crowd there. My mother was there. My mom
Oh,
was
she
there.
heard her Bush story.
So, yeah, she knows the story. That's one I'm not allowed to tell on the podcast, she said. She said there's 2 things after episode 2, Drink. She said there's 2 things you're not allowed now to tell on the podcast, and that was one of them.
Ooh. Okay.
So I get on stage, and there's still 40 people in the establishment, because a group of about 20 came to watch me. A lot of the J&K people. Brian was there, as a matter of fact.
Nice.
Jennifer was there.
Nice.
And
Good for the support.
So I get on stage, and instead of pulling out my A material, I pull out my A+ raunchy ass motherfucking material.
Let your ears bleed.
So I'm just
guys.
up there, and they say, whoa, stop. And I refuse to stop. I refuse to yield the mic. I keep telling my jokes.
Turn power off on me.
They unplug me. I
what it's
fucking
gonna take.
slam the mic down, and I run over to the owner, and I say, what the absolute fuck? And he said, well, I can't have that in here, man. That's too raunchy. Well, a crowd had gathered around us as I'm confronting him, and one of my friends was there with me, Jer. Somebody pushes Jer to the ground in a haste, and he lands at my feet. I grab the owner of the bar with my left hand, lift him off the ground, and I turn to the crowd and I say, I will kick all of your asses, and the whole group backs up. Well, Jennifer, who's with me, slaps me on the ear a couple times. My mother had since left because she sensed trouble brewing. So
This guy was funny 15 minutes ago.
so I come to my senses. I let the dude down that I'm holding up by his neck.
Yeah.
And I get out the bar, get to the parking lot. Cops are waiting in the parking lot for me.
Oh, yeah.
And
He assaulted him.
and they
He
say,
fucking assaulted
And they
him.
say, so what happened in there? I'm like, I was just telling some jokes, man.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, we heard there was a disturbance. So I'm like, yeah, somebody pushed my buddy to the floor.
Yeah.
And they're like, we heard you were the disturbance. I'm like, that doesn't track with what I saw.
Oh.
And he's like, well, anyway, we just need you to get out of here off the property. The owner wants you gone. All right, so I go to hop in my car. He's like, wait, whoa. He says, you don't plan on driving, do you? I'm like, I do. And he's like,
If you can leave, I'll drive home.
how much have you had to drink? And I said, all of it.
One.
All of it. He says, I don't want any trouble, and you seem in a decent mood right now compared to what I heard earlier.
A decent mood.
He said, why don't you indulge me? We'll give you a breathalyzer. If you blow under the legal limit, I'll let you drive out of here. If not, you're calling a ride. Okay, so I blow, and it was not below the legal limit. Not even close. As a matter of fact, he shut it off at some point. He's like, well, you need to call a ride.
That's all he needs to do is get to short limit. He
So-
got to tell you what it's about.
So I call my mom. She's only about 10 minutes away, and she comes back and picks me up. As well as Jer, because Jer was staying with me at the time. And we're riding back, and she's like, I don't know if as an adult I've ever been more disappointed in you.
Oh, Mom.
And I said, Mom,
Yeah,
I was
you
just
have.
trying to do my comedy. And anyway, I rethought a lot about my life. I went back the next day, had a chat with the owner, and he said I'm not allowed in his establishment ever again. Ever again.
I wouldn't take the road show there then.
I didn't apologize, actually. I didn't apologize.
You
I
noticed
just,
that wasn't on the list.
but
of
anyway,
options.
no,
Exactly,
to
well.
be fair, listen,
The wait, there's more.
I spent about 3 months, and I finally went in and did sober and genuinely apologized and said I'm sorry, and he said, yes, I'm allowed back in his establishment. So that's why doing a show from there might rekindle some old...
Well,
It's got to be late, apparently. Late.
Nothing more than
I mean, if he's against the raunchy and the fun, I don't think that'd be a good place to do it anyway. Then, because it's a lot of that goes
well,
on in
apparently
the podcast.
it's a family establishment.
And this is not a family show.
No. This is well. I mean,
Well,
if you want to
depends on
listen,
what kind of family.
if you
have.
listen to this with your
Right.
fucking,
I think we just talked shit about the
Mike,
families.
Mike feels
that,
bad because he listens to it with his kids.
If you listen to this
No.
with your kids,
gonna-
your kids are pretty fucking rad.
I told Hole I'm going to go with my friends doing the podcast, and then I almost told him I'm not going to give you a shout out because you don't need to listen to this kind of shit.
Well, not for another 15 years.
So my oldest told me, he's like, I'm like, you ever listen to it? He's like, I've listened a couple times, but I got a bunch of friends at school that listen to it now. I'm like,
Nice.
Oh shit! If you're a young man, you might just learn something from this podcast, or you might become a detriment to society.
Either way.
He's going to swing either.
Either way, you're going to be a
way.
man. Either way.
probably. It's probably that.
Either way, you're going to be a man. Oh shit! Anyway,
I just hope the younger people are not listening, or else there's going to be havoc on cats in this county because they're all going to go out and try new things with their kittens.
Everybody
of what
will be
they heard
bang-
on the
so I
podcast.
really want
Banging
to.
their 40-year-old horses.
So Jennifer, as a matter of fact, did record the audio from my set that night, and it's somewhere. I have it somewhere. I'd love to find it and be able to share it with the podcast because I think it would be majestic.
Some genuine
I
material.
would like to hear it.
Yeah, I would too. You need to find that.
I'll find it.
Yeah, I love throwing that West Coast shit up in the thumb.
I think I know where it's at.
Gay!
And that's the third time I had herpes.
Sounds
Oh, wait.
stays
No,
with
wait,
you.
We're
crabs.
definitely not going to Steese's then.
That place doesn't have the same feel anymore. They like remodeled it, and it's fine and dandy, but the aesthetics of it just feel so generic now. To me.
Yeah.
Kind of like this place.
A little
okay.
bit.
I like character.
It
I like
used to
character.
be a
Thank you
good-
for having us, by the way.
It used to be a good karaoke bar.
Bench
You go
warmers.
there and have fun, and it was a lot of fun there. But
What an asshole! I'm an asshole, aren't I? Am I an
here-
asshole?
Here's the thing, though. For
40-something-year-old man.
the people who owned this bar previously did a great job with it. They did a whole bunch of stuff, and new people bought it like 2 years ago. So they had it going for about 3 months before the damn thing got shut down.
Right.
And it's just really hard to do anything when you're on the constant threat of, well, you might not be able to open tomorrow.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm your governor, and I'm a dictator. I'm gonna make you close down.
My governor's a dick, and here's why.
I want to fix your damn roads.
Yeah.
Yes.
Fix the damn roads. She's lost a lot of weight. Have you noticed
sweet. Hey, we talk about MILF porn. There you go.
that? Yeah,
There you
I
go.
would hit. I
Lose
would
some weight, bitch.
I
I'll
would
jerk off to you.
I would just fucking do Whitler by the fucking doggy style right now, man.
Seriously,
butt
wouldn't it
dog
make
style.
if she
That's right.
was up there
Stretching
Asshole.
Gretchen.
Yeah, stretching Gretchen. I like it.
if she was up there talking about, I'm going to take this right away, I'm going to take that right away, and just popped her top, you'd be like, whatever.
Yeah, do what you will.
Yeah,
whatever.
do what you will with me.
Let's do a double triangle on her.
Okay.
Okay.
I really
Pig on a
wish she
spit?
worked
Yes.
at Subway.
She's
Maybe after
she's a
not governor
politician. She's
anymore,
not
she
giving
will
any.
work at Subway.
She's not giving anything away for free. She's a
Nothing for
politician.
free.
Oh,
So
thank
you might
She,
have to give her bacon.
Yeah. Oh yeah. She wants my bacon for sure.
She going to give you free roads, Matt. What's that? What's that make?
She's like, you owe me 3 hand jobs.
She said that to you?
Yes, she sent me an email.
some hand stuff, mouth stuff right about now.
Well, if you're a good friend, you'd take one and give the other 2 away.
You want to give her a hand job?
Or take all 3 and bring us
Because I
all back
cramp
one.
up a little bit.
Wonder what that bush. You think she got a big old bush on her?
No, oh no, that's.
Think it's nice and
I
clean?
think that's a landing strip.
I was just going to say
Oh, yeah.
landing strip.
Landing
I think a little bit bigger than a landing strip. Just a little more.
a little more
food,
ornate.
little
you
food
think?
plot.
Do you
Maybe
think
a
there's
tri-
do you think there's like a? Is it shaped in some way?
Just
like,
a
It's
food,
the
a
triangle.
triangular food plot.
maybe it looks like a sunflower or something.
a goatee.
So, Playboy always does the college preview, or they
Right,
did
of
forever.
course. Women of the ACC.
Yes. Why don't they get into the politicians of Playboy? Some of those old holes
They could-
spread right out.
they could bring
Fucking,
in-
Look
Yes.
at this shit.
What is it
nice
the-
meat curtains you got there, lady.
Well, I
it
believe
the,
Sarah Palin was offered
Yeah, I
a
would've
shot
jerked
to
off to that.
Playboy.
Isn't it that
Yes.
South Dakota governor?
Yes.
Yeah, she could take it off too.
Yeah.
Meat curtains.
Yep. My good old bud lives in South Dakota. He tells me all about her all the time. He says jerks off weekly.
Christy Nome.
Weekly.
Yep.
Does-
weekly.
Maybe she's got a Twitter where she puts out a nude a week.
Sarah Huckabee.
Is that it? Oh, really?
I think we discovered a great topic here, guys.
Talking about politicians you
This
would
is,
bang,
this is
right?
the
Yes.
good politics.
All right, for me, Ted
Good
Kennedy.
politics. Ted Kennedy. Just as long as you don't ride in the car with him when you're drunk.
Chappaquiddick.
I couldn't pronounce it.
Well, I don't know. I swam to shore, but I don't know where Phil went. He was still in the car last I saw him.
Oh, poor Phil. I don't even remember swimming to the shore. I just watched some show on it
about
recently.
the Chappaquiddick.
Yep,
Yeah,
a couple weeks ago.
You know, Phil would make it, and he'd come out and they'd be like, "Phil, are you okay?" He'd be like, "My jaw hurts like I just went to the dentist."
I went through the alphabet 4 times.
Sitting in passenger.
woke up from anesthesia and my jaw hurt and my zipper was undone.
My pants were unbuttoned.
Yeah. And everything on the front side felt fine, but not the back side.
Oh, boy.
Man alive.
That is right.
Well, we are at a point where we could wrap this one up.
I don't know. I don't have anything more to talk about.
We can talk about Monday Night Football on the old Manning pod, or Manning Cast, they call it.
We're going to talk about Monday Night Football and more.
In Manning Cast.
Manningcast.
Manningcast. These two doofuses just get to sit around and comment about the game.
And their numbers are going skyrocketing. Literally, they'll take over the main broadcast.
But yet, our numbers are shit. Oh, wait, we're in the top 5 percentile of
And you don't have
podcast.
Super Bowl MVPs
You're
and
right.
shit on your record and fucking massive dongs and shit like that.
Eli Manning with a 4-head.
Yeah. No,
That's
Peyton
a
with the
5-head.
Peyton Manning with a 5-head.
Yeah.
Possibly a 6.
And Eli doing the double birds on national broadcast.
See, I like Peyton, but
Did
I
he just
don't
fly
like
the
Eli.
birds?
Last broadcast he did, he thought that his guys would cover it up. That's the story behind it. I thought my guys would cover it up. Nope, they heard me not fast enough.
Marca.
He was like this. I was like, holy shit, he's flipping off. What the fuck's going on?
Marca.
And then
I'd flip off
comes
my
up-
brother, too.
Yeah, that's what happened. He's like, I didn't know they couldn't
You,
get that.
you tell me if Matt was on the other end of that Zoom show, you wouldn't be just flipping him
Marca.
off. You'd probably
Yeah.
be mooning his ass.
I would be. I would
Yeah.
be 100%.
Yeah, exactly.
Butt cheeks out.
Yeah.
I'm happy to know the Manning brothers are real people.
Absolutely.
Everybody deserves a pressed ham.
Pressed hand.
Yes.
Okay.
You know, we should bring back
Or rum
mooning,
ham.
although that'll get you you have to register as a sex offender, I feel like, anymore.
Actually, me and my coworker, we mooned somebody at least every day on the job.
Really?
Some of you
It
know
was
are
really,
a stranger.
Really funny one day.
It doesn't count when
Saying
you just don't pull up your pants.
It doesn't count if it's not a stranger.
Or if you never wear pants, Donald Duck.
Sanilac Electric used to do our electrical work in our houses that we built.
Right?
And one day they showed up, and I was hanging from a truss, dropped trowel all the way to my ankles, and I was just hanging there swinging when he walked in. He said, Jesus Christ, that's the nicest ass I've ever seen.
Have a walk around the front side. Have a walk around
You're
the front
like-
side. Get the other surprise.
I
Well,
shaved
if
it
you're on a
just
lower
last
level
night
where you
just
can
for
stand on the ground, you give them the goat. So you drop trowel, then you tuck it all on the backside, then you bend way over.
I do that shit for my wife. Makes
They
her laugh
hate that.
all the fucking time. Bet you the sack is hurry.
There's a cool name for all of it.
No way.
Yeah. Yeah, fucking little tiny peepee
When she's,
poking out your
when
fucking hair.
when she's having a bad day, I'm like, I know what'll cheer you up.
The
Exactly.
goat.
Go pick up some of the floor. Oh, fuck, a pen fell on the floor. Look at. That's a true story,
I
folks.
know what'll cheer you up. Let me tuck something in here.
It's pretty fucking hilarious.
Mooning is not left the building.
All right, good.
People still do it every day.
Yeah.
That's good to know. That's
Yeah.
good
I mean,
to
you're
know.
not even hit a movie line or anything anymore. But when you go through Walmart parking lot, as long as your driver doesn't stop.
Yeah. A tradition. Don't lose the tradition. That's a
Just
tradition you
hang your
keep.
ass out the back window and the driver stops. Fuck.
You can press ham against any window.
God damn it. All right, on that note, you've been listening to the PNA Podcast Express.
Have you?
Have
you really?
You can email us at pnapodcastexpress@gmail.com or pineapplenipplearsole@gmail.com. He's Adam Filkins. I'm Phil Nickel. I am still Phil Nickel. He's our resident Sasquatch expert, Matt Lindley. Mike
Resident
Smith.
Cowboy.
Resident Cowboy Mike Smith. Thanks for listening and push us over the top. And fuck, man, make good choices.
Or don't.